Can't the future just wait? Can't the deadlines come fashionably late? I can push every goal back, take control back as we roll back at the rate at which time starts to fly. Never landing nor standing by, never taking a break, never making me retry. With nickel and dime every quarter to two. So maybe it's time to let time pass through. Hey. Hope you're doing well. I disappeared for the past 2 months. It wasn't intentional. No, if it was my choice, I would have spent the time building the channel and continuing to post and, you know, keeping up with everything. But, life has a habit of throwing punches, and I'm not a boxer. But, nonetheless, a promise is a promise, and I definitely owe it to all 2,000 of you to make this video. So, let's try again, lighten the mood, and take it from the top. Is this too close? Anyways, I just want to say, happy 2,000 subscribers. Seriously, that kind of support is amazing, and doing this channel has been so fun over the years. I built up a lot of really good skills, had the chance to play some games and make a bit of money on the side from it, and made some really good friends and kindled old ones, and I built up some branding that I can really be proud of. And the best part, in my opinion, is I can confidently say that I built this on my own. Every video on this channel I edited, every piece of art is my own outside of, well, just this one. This channel has created so many creative opportunities and opened so many doors for me as a video maker and artist that I wouldn't even be able to list them here without seriously destroying the runtime. And just know, if you've supported me through this journey so far, you've actually helped me through film school as well, without even knowing it. And that's pretty cool. So as a final sort of send-off for this part, seriously, thank you. We're playing some Minecraft now. So a while back, and I mean like a while back when we first hit 2,000 subscribers, I sent out a community post where I let you guys ask your questions for me. We got a lot of responses, so we're just going to go through those and have some gameplay in the background. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope I answer your questions as thoroughly as you wish. Our first question from our TikTok page, what's your favorite cheesecake flavor? I like the New York flavor. Our next question is, what is your favorite music genre? I'd say grunge or alternative are my primary genres that I stick to. But I'm also one of those I'll listen to anything sort of people, so you would not be surprised to see me listen to some girly pop or something, I don't know. What made you start YouTube, and what keeps you going? It's a long story, but I'm going to shorten it up for this bit. I kind of liked making videos when I was younger, and just how, yeah, I always did. And at a point, there was a time I was doing some craft stuff, in my family's garage, and that's kind of what it started with. And then at a point I went to high school, I got really sad, and then I made this channel. I think what keeps bringing me back, I get really happy when I make new things. It's for sure something I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. What got you into doing such great content? Practice, a lot of practice, I'd say. But I appreciate the glaze, the free glaze, unwarranted. I always think I can do better, though. Are you a human? This is a wonderful question. No, I'm actually a 괉, a fantasy species from the world of Wesperath. That's for the most part a human in anatomy, outside of a couple features, like my ears. I don't have a tail. But anyways, to answer that for real, I might be cake. Our next question is: do you think in this day and age that Among Us is funny, like the Space Among Us game? I think we should probably move on from the silly spaceship game. Good question. What are your top 3 games, and what games do you have the most playtime on Steam? Top 3 games, I'd say, are probably, at the moment, Minecraft, Terraria, 괱ᴜ. That's kind of where we're at right now. My most played games on Steam are Geometry Dash, Terraria, and Rock Life. I don't really play that much on my Steam library, to be honest with you. Will you ever address the allegations? It's true. I'm a bird. What? What's going on down south? Out of context, this question is awesome. It's just great. So wouldn't you like to know? What is your favorite inorganic compound? My favorite is titanium oxide. I like silicon dioxide. I own a big chunk the size of a football, and so it's kind of like raised itself up to be my favorite. I'd have to make like a tier list though, I think. What are your physical tastes in women, and do you have any tastes in men at all? Let's forward. I like my girlfriend. And boy! Will you ever play Hollow Knight? Because that game definitely sucks. Yeah, it's on the list. What is your favorite video you've ever made, including your unlisted ones? This one's a good question, actually. There's at least part I like of all my videos still, even like the really old ones that haven't aged well, admittedly. I think my one on the Minecraft movie capes was pretty cool. I also like a few of my short films that I've done somewhat recently as well, but it's really hard to choose, so I'm just kind of looking ahead at this point and just trying to improve. So I don't really have a specific one, but if I had to give you an answer, I think it would be that Minecraft cape video. Okay, so this next one, I had so much to say that I actually have to scroll all my, like, points. So bear with me, we're just gonna pause and really take this one in. How did you get your idea for your OC? I technically have 2 different designs for one character, and both come from very different sides of my workflow, so we'll cover both. Starting with the Armored Knight, back in high school I was in a drafting class where we'd all basically be at the computer for a couple hours each day. At the time I liked making different helmets from media that I enjoyed in AutoCAD Inventor. I actually still have some of the practice files, saved on my computer to this day. Anyways, at a point we were messing around with Photoshop for some project, and my buddies Ali and Finn next to me got talking about YouTube and whatnot. Right in that classroom, I then made my YouTube channel, where I made this Photoshop file, which became my banner and profile. It was this image that kind of started everything, and over the years the design got drawn, revamped, redesigned, recolored. But yeah, it's overall stayed pretty true to what I had cobbled together all those years ago. Now, for this version of 괉ᴜ, I wanted to speak a little more true to myself and try something a little different from what I was used to. I also really wanted to try out VTubing with proper expressions, eye tracking, and all that. And this live 2D model, which was the third attempt at making a VTuber model for myself, is how that ended up happening. These two designs were always the same character, and I think the dramatic shift between the two designs represents pretty well how I've become less protective of who I am as a person over the years. But yeah, that's how that happened. Holy shit. We're gonna swap games. Here, tell you what. I'm gonna summarize these into a few different sections, and then we'll work through them as we go. Alright? So who's your favorite content creator and who inspires you? I don't really have a favorite, but I do have a list of people that I think really helped shape my content over the years. We'll start with some generic ones. DanTDM, Popular MMOs, JSchlatt, Jacksepticeye, Pyrocynical, Some Ordinary Gamers, Chippy Gaming, Vinny from Vinesauce, Mumbo Jumbo, Simple Flips, Pastra, Game Theory, HBomberGuy, Stampy, Emplemon, and Varg Skeletor. And here's some I feel like more specifically aligned with nowadays, with kind of the direction I'm heading as I go here, and it's also just people I typically watch. Blooms, Rad King, Beta64, Press A, Skip the Tutorial, K's, One Last Time, Sliced Lime, Cliff the Story Guy, Midnight, Spaceman Scott, Captain Sauce, Quixer, Lowbrow Studios, Manly Badass Hero, and Limalicious. There. I hope that paints a good picture. What exactly made you start content creation? Maybe it was kind of my calling to technology that really got me started with it. There was so much to learn in the early stages, and there still is so much to continue learning as far as I'm concerned. What are your favorite genres of media? For games, I prefer JRPGs and platformers, though I find more than anything I'm compelled by stuff that involves a deep story. For media, I really like horror, but I'm admittedly a complete scaredy cat. Trust me, I'd play a lot more scary stuff on this channel if my heart could handle it, but yeah, I'd say action-adventure stuff I'm really into. But I'm not really picky. What aspects of sandbox games do you like other than building? I like experimenting with technical things like Redstone and Minecraft. Making something functional with the tools I'm given is always a fun thing. You consider yourself mentally healthy right now? I'd say it's a good thing I took a bit of a break after shooting my upcoming short film and writing my paper for academics. I got completely burnt out, so I'm doing better now. What are your future goals in content creation? Right now, I'd say probably 3K, then 4, 5 if I keep things rolling, 6, maybe, no, I shouldn't say the next number. I just want to keep making stuff. Maybe make enough money for this channel to pay for itself. I think that's a good goal. What are your overarching plans in the real world? I'm winging it right now, but I graduate with my degree pretty soon, so that'll be pretty cool. I'm a film student at the time, and so working with video as my career professionally is the plan. So if you ever need something, you know where to find me. Any upcoming games you're excited for? Deltarune Chapter 5. We're in the year of it. What are your pet peeves? I got a few of them, but I think this is a good list. Stuff on my hands when I don't want stuff on my hands. People who don't know elevator or subway etiquette. Missing limited time drops related to things and games I care about. I think that's those are the big ones. How do you pick your next video? So I have this list of what to do next that's been backed up for years now. So I'm sort of getting through that and sprinkling in things as they trend or catch my interest. What is the average ratio of recording to editing? Recording a video usually takes an hour minimum, and my editing process usually is about 5 times the length of the recording process. And typically an hour-ish of recording turns into about a 15 to 18 minute video that's finished. So those are kind of the metrics. 2 questions. 1. How will the universe end? 2. What came first of the hen and the egg? 3. Is there an easier way to craft Terrablade? 1. The system will crash after the universe expands too far. Everything will go dark and then corrupt from within until nothing recognizable is left. 2. The road. 3. Not for you, there won't be. Actually, a lot of you asked a few Terraria questions, so I figured I should throw them together in a little segment of their own. What is your favorite secret seed? I'm gonna be honest, I don't have one. Do you think that the probes in the destroyer fight are representative of the creepers from the brain fight, and as such we don't need a mech brain? I think someone else answered you in your replies, but for story purposes I can say we can't have a mech brain. What is your favorite Terraria class? Well, for vanilla, I go for Summoner, and modded is a bit fuzzy. I don't really play modded and haven't for a while, but I did try out the Bard class very briefly at one point, and I really liked the take it had. When did you first start playing Terraria? I first started playing Terraria around 2015. I was originally on console and mobile, and then moved to PC properly just a couple years ago, before Journey's End. We know your favorite NPC, who's the runner-ups, and who's your least favorite. I feel like I should make a tier list or something at some point as a little filler video. Let's see. This might stir up some controversy, but I'm actually a really big fan of the Tavern Keep, primarily because of the Squire set, and I like the Old One's Army. But the Mechanic Guide and Steampunker are also generally pretty cool. Least favorite NPC, I think, is the Skeleton Merchant. I just find I nearly always ignore him when he shows up. But he does look cool, so it's kind of a hard thing to say. Do you think Okram's Razor spawning all the mech bosses in the Get Fix Boy seed means anything? Does Okram relate to the mechs? Well, as someone who played the game with Okram around at the time, I'll put it this way. In part, this is just a joke. I don't think that gimmicks like secret seeds really apply to the actual lore of Terraria. If they do, then I'm open to being wrong. But in this context specifically, the removal of Okram to me was a retcon to maintain that the mechanic never finished the mechanical brain, because we saved her from the dungeon before that could happen. In my opinion, Okram was the final piece. He dropped souls similar to the other mechanical bosses, summoned little guys that flew around, and had a literal open skull cavity for an exposed brain. Although the boss suffered from the mismanaged game direction of the console and mobile ports, Relogic knows that a decent amount of Terraria players not only remember Okram, but wish he could still fit into the boss roster. And this item acknowledges that, and is to reference their counterpoint to that want. At the end of the day, Okram was cut from the game because he was just an abomination of pre-existing mechanics that didn't make him unique enough to remain in the game. That's the whole meaning behind the Medusa. It shouldn't really exist, but is a fun challenge, and does. That's the funny part. Obviously, there's the actual development reasons Okram was removed too, but I believe this item is just to address the in-game side of why Okram was removed.
But hey, that's just a...
Which potion is better, Hunter or Spelunker? Spelunker. Do you like the shimmered or original version of the best NPC? I think I like the original the best. Witch Doctor, smash or pass? Smash. Alright, and lastly, what's your all-time favorite game besides Terraria? No boring responses allowed. Now, I'll admit over the years I've been spoiled for choice with games, and those top 3 I mentioned are obviously the games I usually find myself picking up to this day. However, those are stupidly basic, so let me throw you a curveball. Now, I could say Breath of the Wild, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Mario Party DS, but what if I told you my all-time favorite game, outside of something generic, would probably be Poké Park for the Wii. I've always wanted to do a big video on this game, but still haven't gotten around to it. And while it maybe has aged kind of poorly and might seem a bit childish of a pick, this game has a very special place, not only because of the childhood memories with it, but it's also the first linear game Lucy and I played start to end, side by side. So yeah, I'd pick that. Oh, and speak of the devil, what's your next big project you're working on? Oh boy, do you guys want spoilers? Do you want me to show you what's been going on behind the curtain for about 3 months of radio silence? Because I have been busier than ever. And that's why things kind of just shut down. Things needed my attention, and there's only so much time in the day. So, here's a compilation of a little bit of the stuff that is on the way.
This is his first time being here, right? Yeah.
John Moment. And yeah, I hope you're excited for what's up next just as much as I am. Thanks for watching, and happy 2,000 subscribers.